Hi everyone. I hope you guys are doing really, really well. We have Dominic saying hi. We have Mel. We have Alvin. We have Mary. We have Ali saying good morning. Nice. We have Ben. We have Vishal. We have Harsh. We have Jean. We have Sean. We have Patrick. We have Ben. Nice. Dominic. Anne. Carlon. We have Mahu. We have Ben. Ben. Nice. We have Kelvin. We have Claire. We have Vishal. We have Davy. Well done. We have Ali. Alvin. Amin. Anna. Amin. Carrie. Brandon. Camilo. Carla. Claire. David. Dom. Harish. Jack. Janos. Jay. Chin. Josh. Laura. Lizzie. Maria. May. Mel. Melissa. Michael, Paddy, Patrick, Rahana, Trish, well done. Also, Yogi, nice. Now, this is it, guys. So, welcome on board to our home, our second home for those people. Welcome back. Now, you can see the market is literally coming to exactly kind of coming kind of like really, really nicely and slowly kind of at this moment in time. Yeah. So let's get straight into it right now. Okay. Let's get straight into it right now. So if we go to the first thing that we do before we do anything, we want to look for SP 500. Again, there's a mother, there's a sister, there's before you go into any individual shares that you want to buy or sell. All right. So let's go straight into right now. So let's say today, oh Raven, should I buy stock? Should I not buy stock? The first thing that you should always do is to analyze SP 500 first and then only go to your individual shares. Okay, that's literally the very first step. Um, we talk about it all the time. So first of all, I would just want to let you know for those who really decided that Raven, I want to get good at trading and investing. I want to get really, really good at this. I'm gonna go all in. I want to say congratulations because you can see out of so many instruments, out of so many markets, stock markets is the one that's been consistently going up like the world has never seen before. No matter what happened, World War One, World War Two, we have the internet bubble here, 2008 financial crisis here. We have the corona crisis here. We got the inflation crisis here. We have tariff crisis here. In the past 8 years of this crisis, a lot of our apprentices has been aiming exactly the bottom using our powerful eight-step trading strategy. I'm going to review some of that to use as well in this phone call so you know exactly how to do that as well. Yeah. Um, yeah, I learned these strategies by constantly investing in myself, constantly learning, seeing like last week, as you or a lot of I get to meet, Chen Huang. He got so many securities on him. Not almost no one can get close to him, but because we've met for quite several years, so they let me get very, very close contact with him. So for quite a long time. Yeah. So is so many other top traders and investors around the world. And this is it. And we never stop growing ourselves and investing in ourselves because it just paid us back so many times. Now let's come back now. You can see no matter what happened, you can see just right here. Yeah, it's just wait. Yeah, that's just oops. Yeah, that's just him for those who already seen it last week as well. Now you can see now the market is like literally there at this moment in time. It's literally there, kind of like all-time high at this moment in time. Yeah. Let's start with our step-by-step analysis. Okay. Using if you've been on our training, week two training, the first step that we do, we really want to look for what? We want to do some really basic technical analysis first. All right. Let me just remove everything. Let's just start the technical analysis all over again because we have some new students here. And is repetition is the mother of skill set. So let's do it. Now, people often ask me which time frame should I look at? The bigger the time frame, the more stable it is, the more money you're gonna make. Yeah. So based on that, US 500, it looks like step two, we draw a trend line. It looks like coming down here is really a time where you want to go all in just there. Okay. And then you go to step three, you draw your support line. Remember how to draw a trend line? Three criteria we talk about: a lot of touches, wider time frame, and less steep. Okay, a lot of touches, one, two, three touches, very wide time frame, and not so steep. Okay, drawing a trend line is important when we come to analyze almost every single thing. And later on, so you want to draw your support line there. Support line is this type of line where it's tell you that it's more like if it comes back down here, it's more likely gonna bounce. That will be the good time to get in, just around 6,000. Okay, that's for SP 500. And that step number four is just a chart pattern. You kind of look for any kind of reversal chart pattern and stuff like that. And step number five is is in investment indicators. Okay, a lot of people focus too much on this. The only thing that I really like about that is the Bollinger Band, where it acts like a band. Every time it crosses above the band, things tends to move back up. Okay, like for example, you can see here things crosses down the band on 31st of March, like just in April time, in our tariffs time, it crosses up the bands. Now we have a little bit of the a little bit there, just crosses a little bit there, yeah, outside of the band is to say that maybe there's a pullback coming in, yeah. So you can see it here. Can you see it crosses out the band? It tends to pull back. Really, really powerful. That powerful stuff I learned directly from John Bollinger, the guy who invented the band. You can see it comes back really directly from here as well. It pulls back away from the band. Okay. So what I really like about this, every time it comes back below the band, there is a really, really great buying signal. A lot of you right now cannot wait to get into a certain trade right now. I want to say I want to say congratulations to a lot of you who has been super, super patient. Okay. Because it has normally we have a leading indicator called Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually kind of like a leading indicator to the stock market. Or even what do you mean? Let me show you for example. You can see when the stock market kind of like it would be nicer to show on trading view so you can see it. They can do it side by side. Usually you can see when the Bitcoin kind of bottoms on the 11th of March, when the Bitcoin bottoms on the 8th of March, that's usually the bottom of the stock markets as well. Yeah. Normally it's like a leading intake indicator. You can see when this goes up big time like that, 6th of October, markets go up big time. But when this started to fall down later on, usually stock market fall down as well. It's normally like a leading indicator. Now, how do I show you that? Let me try to do it on trading view so I can put both chart together for those who are interested. You don't need to know how to do this. This is a bit advanced for the apprentices. It might be helpful for you to know so you get to compare stocks and shares. So you have that on, you put on there, and then you do Bitcoin just right there. And you kind of see two lines coming in. All right. You saw two lines coming in. The first line is the SPX. The second line is like a Bitcoin. Now, it's not so clear here. So how do I make it clearer? So let's just remove, I want to talk about these indicators as well. Okay, let's see if we have anything else that we can do. Bitcoin, all-time history. What about that? What is that? This is a Bitcoin. This is the SPX. Okay, let's just make it bigger a little bit just right there. But you can see just right there when what is this? The blue line, I think, is a Bitcoin. Okay. The green line is a Bitcoin. And this line is a SP 500. All right. You can see when it goes up like that, when the Bitcoin started to fall, you can see Bitcoin started to fall in when? January time, 22nd of January, Bitcoin started to fall. You can see that almost a month later, S&P 500 fall in 20th of February, going down really, really nicely. Hardly anyone knows about this stuff unless they actually constantly, learning from top traders around the world. So you can see it's a similar thing here, big, what was that called? The kind of a little bit of a bottom just right here on Bitcoin, just 11th of March, just a little bit bottom. It started to go up a little bit there and then stock market went out like that. You can see this, yeah. So not huge. So that's kind of what happened this year. The Bitcoin has been actually like a leading indicator of what's about to happen to the stock market. Okay. So that's kind of what happened. Now, right now, you can see Bitcoin has actually been falling a little bit. Since 7th of October, Bitcoin has actually been falling. So our stock market also has been falling a little bit nicely just right there. Yeah. This is normally what I look for, the big picture first. Whenever I start, before I place a trade, like write that down. The first step, I always look at what happened to SP 500. I always look at Bitcoin, just trying to see because these are the big guys. So because chances are when S&P 500 drop, your stock is gonna drop no matter what that is. Netflix, Meta, Amazon, Facebook, whatever that is. If S&P 500 drop, your chances are 80% of the time your stock will drop. unless you chose stocks that is defensive stocks, unless you chose stocks as the guidance increased big time like the world has never seen before, unless you chose stocks when the PE ratio of that stock is very, very low. So even though when S&P 500 went down, if you choose some really good stocks, that will be quite okay. Yeah. Like Ama, like choosing good year, today stock coming down, but you chose, your stock is just right at the bottom of it. Yeah. So well done on that. But so anyway, let me continue here. So just to let you know, that's the first step, Bitcoin and that kind of correlate to one another. Now, what I want to say here right now is you can see for those people who are very impatient, I want to say congratulations for you to invest in yourself because you can see a lot of people who are very impatient. 11th of July, they see Bitcoin get to 100K, they want to buy Bitcoin. 31st of August, they want to buy Bitcoin. Even here, Bitcoin went to 120, they want to buy Bitcoin. But a lot of our students, our apprentices, our one-to-one students are very disciplined. They are very patient. They wait for the right time to strike because they know that in order to change their life, they only need to make one or two really, really good decisions, very patient decision. And that's what happens. So a lot of people who get very impatient, they kind of get killed here. So you can see Bitcoin has came back to exactly where people were in 7th of May. That is almost at the time where Trump announced the tariffs. And it comes back all the way to January time, almost in the beginning of the year. You get 1 year worth of discount. It gets to 6th of December, 1 year kind of worth of discount. And Raven, when will be the good time to buy Bitcoin? This is the normal questions that we have. Can we buy that now? I hope you have that kind of mindset. Okay, when it falls, I hope you get excited on it. So you get 1 year kind of worth of discount. That is good already. Now I want to show you another strategy. I will show you already on for our apprentices, but I'm going to show you how do you time the bottom using just what we taught you just right here. Okay, without going into in detail on our powerful strategy, you can time the bottom very, very powerfully and nicely using a very important indicator. So we done that already. You can use Bollinger Band, really nice. What's this? Yeah, we can use Bollinger Band, really, really nice. But this is what I want to show you. A lot more weekly chart is a lot more stable usually. Yeah, the bigger the time frame, the more stable that is. Another one I want to talk about is actually the volume indicator. Yes, volume is actually telling you this give you a great support and resistance line. Okay, let me just show you exactly what I meant so you got a clue about it. All right. So for example. Usually, when we talk about, for those who've been with me for quite a long time, you know that a spike of volume is a sign for reversal. Okay, a spike of volume is a sign of reversal. It's showing that there's a lot of buyers, a lot of sellers there. For example, if you look at it on the history, you can see we have a very low volume and then suddenly we have a high volume here. Okay, this is kind of a high volume zone. This is kind of reversal pattern, went up, it came back down. So this is 2000. A lot of people saw my interview. I've gone into Bitcoin since 2016, even way earlier than that. Just for the benefit of doubt, I actually been interviewed. So let me see if I can find it on YouTube. Bitcoin crypto. Yeah, you can see, this is like 7 years ago. I was being interviewed, and my teeth are still still having a lot of gap then. Really, really young. 7 years ago, people interview me. This is kind of a Russian TV interview for Bitcoins as well. What is this? Yeah. So what is the sound? Yeah, we're going to like this is just the channel. So we go into that. Yeah, this is just a Bitcoin. This is just me long time ago when I was super young. So we got to Bitcoin really, really long time ago. So probably no one would know more about Bitcoin than me. I mean, at least they may write an essay on it. I do not know how to write an essay. I only know how to make money on it. So you can see, it spike up. This is a peak volume kind of going in. Really a nice reversal. The same thing here peak volume kind of coming in. They started to go up back big times as well. Yeah, you can see right now, Bitcoins right now. People often ask when is the best time to buy Bitcoin. So you want to look for the volume because volume will give you a sign for reversal. So for example, let's remove this for a second. Can we buy Bitcoin now? All right, let's do it really, really quickly. So if I show you right now, the Bitcoin is at around 999 right now. Okay, it dropped from 12 to 999. That's around how many percent drop? Let me calculate. 1222 to 999. 20% minus 100, that's 120, probably around 15% drop, 16% drop. That's okay drop. It's not the biggest discount ever. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say here is that when it will be the bottom. So let's have a look. So normally a support line, this is really new for a lot of students. A support line combined with a high peak of volume, that's usually a really good place where you can add some positions. Write that down, everyone. A support line plus with a good volume is sometimes a really, really good way where you can add some positions. Like, for example, Ray, what do you mean? Like, for example, here, most people do not know this. You can see here, you will be like, let's just see, let's just give you some example so you can kind of see things a little bit. So you can kind of see, let me just show you some examples so you can kind of like have a look here. Like let's say, yeah, you can see here there's a spike of volume here, really, really kind of high peak volume just right here, really high peak volume just right here. You already know when volume peak, you kind of want to run away already. You kind of know that by now, yeah. Volume peak went up big time. Suddenly you saw really, really big, crazy spike of volume. You'll be like, okay, let me start releasing some of my positions. You don't have to sell all of them together. You can release them gradually, 10%, 10%, 10% weekly like that. So you gradually, you sell them, lots of students sell them big time. Volume peak bike spike up. So because there's a spike of volume here, so next time when you come back, you will buy, let's say you buy, you'll be like, wow, last time there's a big spike of volume, this might be a chance for resistance. And that's what happened. Your resistance here and it come back down. That's at 7K. This is like 5 years ago. Yeah. So similarly here, you will see when there's a spike of volume, let's say right here. Can you see the spike of volume just right at the bottom, just right there? Let me just draw it for you so you can see. Spike of volume just right there. You'll be like, wow, can you see the spike of volume is the highest volume we ever seen just right there? Yeah. We never seen volume so high. Suddenly there's a spike of volume just right there. And you will be like, okay, that means that there are sellers and buyers coming in. There's a lot of positions there going on. So you'll be like, okay, that will be kind of a nice place for a support line. So this is literally what happened. This is the price of 70. So it went up nicely and then it came back down to almost at our 70 price point. Okay. A zone of the price point. And then you do it again. So let's have a look. You will be like, okay, there's some spike of volume here. So let's do a volume here. Okay, can you see a spike of volume just right there? Spike of volume just right there. Let's pretend there's a spike of volume right there. And what happened? This has been our resistance line quite consistently. So there's a spike of volume here. There's a spike of volume kind of just there as well. And let's see if any spike of volume again, vertical line. Yeah, volume is a very, very powerful stuff because you get to see how many people are actually buying and selling. So it's telling you that okay, maybe we have a volume here. Can you see there's a support line here around 10K, very small support line, but the high volume a little bit here you can see is actually just on 80 mark. Okay, so if you say Raven, can I buy Bitcoin at 80 mark? I want to say congratulations of you to waiting for the patient, okay, to being patient and wait to buy Bitcoin at 18 mark. So let's do the weekly because you can see the volume kind of change a little bit on the weekly, but it's still probably very similar. So you can see just right here, there's a spike of volume here that we talk about. The spike of volume here, that's our 80 mark. And then there's a spike of volume at 100. If you buy a little bit at 100, like 10%, 1% of your money, that's fine. But that's what happened. Okay. Since we're talking about Bitcoin at the moment, there's also a fear and greed index on cryptos as well. As I said, what is the numbers that I like? I like it to go below 9. Okay. I like go to below 9. Now it's still 21. That's actually still quite a lot way to go. What do you mean, Draven? Why do you like below 9? Because having back tested for, I've been doing this for so long, like almost more than 10 years on holding. I hold a lot of Bitcoins, I trade Bitcoins as well, and I sell my positions a little bit. Bitcoin is not all my positions, it's like 10 to 20% of my positions. Okay. So you can see when Bitcoin goes to 10, for example, 27th of October, when Bitcoin reach around 10, what would you do? 27th of February, just right here. When it comes to the extreme fear around 10, what would you do? Then the chat box just right there. Yeah. So same thing, 17th of June, 2022, when Bitcoin reached to six, guys. Bitcoin reached to six, 2022. And then it reached to, what is this? This is a 10 that we talk about. Yeah, you can see, let's have a look, see what happened. 22nd of June 2022. If you've been using my strategy, you've been my students for quite some time, would you make money or lose money? Let's have a look. June 2026. Where is that? Let's have a look. Yeah. Um, hmm. Yep, just right there. You would have aimed. Can you see June just right there? 2022. Yeah, exactly what we talk about when the Bitcoin is at 9, 10, 6. Fear. Everyone is panicking. Bitcoin is a scam. Never believes in Bitcoin. I lost a lot of money on Bitcoin. That's the time you should be acting a little bit. Yeah. So that's actually the bottom. Bitcoin was at 18. Lots of my apprentices who've been with me add up a lot of big money and they make big money just like that. Similarly here. We have another one just in, let's have a look. Oops, what is this? What is that? Let's have a look. Yeah, 27th of February, kind of just right there as well. A little bit. Yeah. Can you see? 27th of February, guys. When the Bitcoin is at 80, when our fear and greed reaches around, what is this? 710, just below that, it's also a really nice bottom for the Bitcoin. Does it mean that the Bitcoin will not bounce now? Might bounce a little bit right there, but the time to actually add around 10% of your positions is just right there. All right. So that's what happened on Bitcoin. So let's go back to our stock right now. Or if what you talk about something else. Um, it's just about balancing your portfolio. Yeah, just about balancing your portfolio. If you want to do stocks only, congratulations, you can as well. Yeah, you can as well. And yeah, so let's go straight into it right now to see what exactly is happening right now. Okay. So before I talk about this as well, you can see, we've been recommending quite a lot of trades. You can see stock actually been coming down really nicely. We've been recommending quite a lot of trades. Okay. Some people ask about altcoin. Altcoin is fine. Altcoin is fine. You can see Bitcoin dropped 6%, altcoin dropped 11%. So you also have to buy at extreme fears. So if you buy at extreme fears, you can make some money. Let me just show you exactly what I meant. Okay. So if you have bought Bitcoin at the extreme fear time where we were, which is in, let's say just April time. Let's make it easier for you. April time, you bought it is around 8, it went to 120. 8 to 120, how much is that? 8 to 120, 8 times 2. It's around 80% return of your money. But if you bought things like Solana, let's see if Solana comes. If you bought there from 97, Solana went to 26. So you make 2 times your money, 2 to 3 times your money. If you go to Ethereum, for example, just at the bottom, just right here, April, 8th of April, you can see it makes around 5 times your money. Around 1.5 to around 5 times your money, just like that. Yeah. So altcoin is good, also an extreme fears as well. Okay, so you use exactly what our we teach you in the apprenticeship strategy. You split it a little bit, a few there, a few there, a few there, a few there, and on the altcoin to make money big time. But don't buy it straight away. You want to buy it really, really to buy a lot of these individual stocks. You use a little bit of your leverage only when the markets are incredibly panicking. They think it's a scam. That's the time you want to go all in. Anyway, so and you can start with very, very small capital. Most of our apprentices started with around £250. Anyway, coming back as well, and it's been doing really well. So, what was I saying? So, yeah, this is S&P 500 as well. Same thing here. You can buy, we are not going to buy S&P 500 when the time comes. We're going to buy some individual powerful stocks to make even more, 10 times more, 6 times more, 100 times or 1,000 times more. Yeah. So, similar here, but so you just got a little bit more options. But anyway, so coming back here, okay, it's just coming back. So and we recommended some since then we you can see on our weekly Tuesday weekly call, we've been recommending some shorting stocks as well. Like last week, we recommend some of these as well. This is just 1 week, like gold as well. And the week before, we recommend Garras. We recommend a lot of students recommend SEPs SA. This is why I say it's really important for you to do the homework. What's that? Energy Conto. This is on 15th of 10. Michelin recommend too short. You will see where are we. Lots of our students actually been screaming as well, telling me that small wins and stuff like that. You can see Energy Cover 12K just like that. Sam SE 5K like that. Guri AG 11K like that. Exactly what we talk about here. Where are we? So yeah, these are all done. You can see the dates here. I will show you actually on our YouTube videos as well. Sometimes I post it just for fun. Yeah. And you can see all of that. We talk about it. The reason why we short them is because they have change of EPS. The guidance was dropping, the earnings was dropping and stuff like that. Yeah. And where are we? So yeah, BMs as well, RBs as well, Dave Buster, 28th of September. If you're placing the trade today, Dave students up 6K, RB up 15K, FactSet 20K, Lena, what is that? Yep, Lena 2Ks as well, Guidewire. So almost every single trade that we recommended, almost all of them is been going exactly the way of where we want. The winning rate is around, I don't want to say 100%, I would say 90%. Exactly. If you've been placing the trade, some of you've been placing the trades, if you're holding till today, you'll be making some nice monies as well. Yeah. All of these trades we talk about it. These shouldn't sound foreign to you. Yeah. If I open it up, you probably see it 28th of September. Those who are interested to see, just so that you can go back to study a little bit, because if you study what works, that is really, really good for you to study what actually, what works. Let's just have a look real quick. This is all using our strategy that we talk about. We discuss with you really, really powerful strategy. A lot of apprentices, they already know, they place a trade straight away, they already know what's gonna happen. So you can see like here, 8th of October, just right here, stuff like that. 8th of October, we publish it with short Dave Buster, BM European, and all of that we talk about just right there, and using exactly the strategy. You can see this is just me like that, but this is some time ago, 3 weeks ago. We talk about what is the trade. So let's look at the bottom, just right here, just for those who say, all of that. All of the trades basically that we recommended. Let me see, what is the watch list? Where's the watch list? At the bottom, just right there. Yeah, you can see just right then and then we talk about BM European and value and all of that. Just at this moment in time, students been screaming profits. Do you remember we talk about it? If you remember, we talk about it. Time in the chat box, say yes. If you remember, we talk about a lot of these trades that we talk about. The trades that we recommended. And the guide wire, the Lena, Fax, Abi, Dave, Carmex, BM, Gurax, Gano, a lot of these trades that we talk about. Yeah. If you remember, chat time in the chat box, say yes, you remember. Yeah. So why is it so important for you to remember it? Because now you know the importance of doing the homework. Yeah, really, really powerful. And yeah, so some really, really powerful stuff when the markets is like going up big time, crashing down big time, whatever that is. If we use some really, really powerful strategy, we consistently make some really, really nice amount of money. Yeah. So well done. Congratulations for a lot of you as well. We remember, if you remember, we also talk about, changing your pound sterling to dollars is nice. Buying, shorting a bit of pound is also quite nice based on some of our strategies as well. And that's actually what happened to pound. Pound has actually been going down really, really nicely as well since then. Yeah, against dollar, just like that. It's been coming down really, really nicely. Some of our students already start making, making some grades. If you convert it, making some great profits, 14K just like that. Yeah. So well done for a lot of you. You are literally in the best training in the world. Yeah. I literally learned from the best of the best. If you're the richest person in the world, you're really the best of the best. That's where we get the powerful information from. And I never stop. And we pay a lot of money for that. So congratulations to a lot of you as well. So let's come back right now to talk about what happened now. Cool. So yeah, even though last week we talked about like gold and stuff like that, a lot of trades that we recommended last week already started to come down really, really nicely as well. If you've been watching our recordings and stuff like that on Tuesday, coming down really, really nicely just right there. So what happened now, Raven? Do we buy things now? Okay. So what happened now? So let's have a look. So let's have a look real quick. So we're gonna open our strategies right now. We're gonna uh just show you a little bit. So we're gonna click a lot of this just to see what happened. You want to be using here. This is really powerful and important. And AIM. You want to click all of that basically. Do analysis in a very, very, stable way. Okay. So let's have a look. Where are we? So yeah, let's just have a look real quick. I'm gonna start with, let's see, start with this guy. Okay, talked to you about this before, but let's get straight into it right now. So you can see that we are almost, yeah, we're reaching extreme fear now. It's so quick. Anyway, so that's not the only thing that we're looking at. There are more important things we need to look at. Remember, we talked about the put and call ratio has to get up just be above 0.8 to 0.9. Okay. You want to start adding a little bit of position. Remember, for apprentices, remember the 10 stocks that we talk about? Yeah, we will talk more about that later on. So you can see 0.8. You can see this is the last time when we have here. Put and call ratio, how many people are selling? When it comes to 0.9, that's a really, really perfect time. Right now it's around 0.7. Okay. So we want to come back to around this level and this level, at least these levels. So we are almost there. So, but not quite there yet. All right. So that's kind of what happened. So we're going to wait for this to around 0.9. You get to be buying any stocks. And volatility index, we will also talk about this as well. You want to make sure it's above a lot of this resistance line at least, okay, around 30. We hasn't really reached there perfectly yet. So it looks like there's still a little bit way to go. And that's where we want. Okay. That will be a really, really good place. Okay. So there's two things really important. The put and call ratio. Those people, you want to text me, apprentices, you want to text me when a put and call ratio at the top, we will let you know as well. Market volatility when it's at the tops as well. Okay. So that's kind of what happened there. You can see any smart people has been buying right now. The directors, the CEO of the companies have been buying. So, and we just click on charts and let's see. Yep, you can see, click on charts a little bit. You will see that we haven't got the crossover yet. Okay, the crossover is not there yet. We talk about it many times. Whenever we cross over, you want to go in because that will be a really, really nice time for you to make some really, really nice amount. So, and one of the most important one is actually, let's see, we have GBP. This is for those people who like to try things a little bit in terms of short-term way. So if you like Forex and stuff like that, this is a very good way for you to gain your confidence on things like this as well. Let's see, what do we have? Okay. NAIM report. Okay, almost at the top. You can see almost whenever we are at the top, just right there at the top, you can see there's a kind of like a correction happened just right there. A correction happened just right there. A correction happened just right there. Yeah, and the corrections happen just, we are almost at the top right now. There's a bit of tumbling around there. Yeah. Cool. So, and then, wow. Okay, we talk about it at the last. This sentiment survey, we talked about this before. You want to go opposite of what people are thinking, basically. Okay. Right now, bearish is only 36. The time to go all in when the bearish comes to around 46, around 50. Okay, we talked about it before. Let me just do it one more time, just for those who do not know. Tell me, based on this graph, at which point would you buy stocks? And you want to buy Netflix, you want to buy Nvidia, you want to buy Amazon, but on the students on the apprentices training, we wouldn't buy all these rubbish stocks. We will buy some really powerful stocks. They're going to give you 100% return, 1000% return, not just Amazon. Well, let's just buy Amazon and you make like 10%, 20% return. What's the point? Remember, write that down. In order to make a lot of money from the stock market, when the market goes up, even the monkey is going to make money. So how do you make sure you stand out? How do you make sure you make a lot of money to change your life? You have to get into stocks that is really, you want to make more money than anybody else when the market is going up. How do you do that? You buy some really, really powerful individual stocks. You go to the guidance, you go to make sure the earning guidance is increased more than 30%. The revenue, the EPS, we talked about that before. Yeah. On apprentices, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So on top of that as well, so write it down, as I said, in order to make money in the bull market, you want to get into a stock that's going to make you so much money. As we talk about just now on Bitcoin, if you buy Bitcoin on extreme fear, you make 60%. If you buy Ethereum on exchange here, you make 5 times your money, 500 times, 500% of your money. Same thing with stocks. You can make even more as well. Yeah. So doing the homework is really important. Don't be lazy to do the homework. I know it's very difficult to do the homework and stuff like that. But good news is if you're on the apprentices, we're gonna do it together with you anyway. So on top of that as well, I want to talk about what should I talk about? Yeah, and how do you make money, a lot of money in the stock market when the market crash? And the market crash, let me tell you, almost everyone will lose money during a market crash. People will kill themselves, people don't know what to do. But the good news, because people make money when the price goes up, they'll be like, I don't need a mentor. It's fine. Price goes up. That's fine. I don't need a mentor. But when the price comes down, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They get panic. They don't know what to do. So when the price comes down, as a great trader, as an investor, you want to minimize your loss as much as possible. Okay. When the market crash, let's say 2008 financial crisis comes, let's say Corona crisis comes. Wow. At this moment in time, a lot of our students are well prepared. Okay, they are well prepared. They either sold a little bit of their positions. They either change their portfolio a little bit. They just change it into some safe portfolio. So as you talk about, yeah, write that down. During a when the market is going up, when the market is going up, the high growth stock is going to go up more than anybody else. But the market is coming down. The high growth stocks that everyone is talking about, the Palantir, the Bitcoin, the Nvidia, is going to drop more than anybody else. Yeah. So this is why if you just listen to the crowd, if you just go on watch free stuff, you're almost guaranteed very hard to be consistently making money. I will tell you why. Look, when the market is coming down a little bit, you can look at some of the most famous stocks, and the Tesla went down 4%, Palantir went down 8%, Coinbase went down 6%. Some of the most famous stocks that everyone loves went down like the world has never seen before. Regular computing, quantum computing went down 7%. Robinhood went down 6%. Robinhood went down 6%. All of these really popular stocks went down. This is what happened. Most people get into stocks like this. Just want to make it very clear. When they're panicking, they don't do anything. But when everyone gets on it, when the neighbors, everyone makes some money already, things started to spread. Oh, make money, make money, make money. That's the time where people start to get on it, people who don't have education. And then when it's at the top, you just come back down really nicely. So really being patient, discipline is actually the biggest game ever. Write it down. In trading and investing, 40% of your success, literally half of your puzzle of your success come from being disciplined and being willing to have the right mindset to be and having mentorship is where we keep your disciplines of being patient. But anyway, let's coming back on where I am supposed to talk about right now. Now, I want to talk about market valuation a little bit. Okay, market right now has been a little bit undervalued right now. It's around 1% undervalued. Okay, so if you look at statistically, this 1% undervalue, if you've been buying since 1%, would you be make money? Let me show you. So if you bought it in February 3rd, 2022, when the market is undervalued by 1%, which is what we are today, you will be losing money here for around 6 more months. Okay, you'll be losing money around 6 more months. If you're buying it just around here, April 4th, you will be okay. You'll be break even in 3 months. That means you wouldn't get any results 3 months. Here, you'll be making money here. Here, you'll be making money here. And then you break even. So it's 50-50. Buying it right now on any stocks is going to give you 50-50 result. That's okay. But we want to have odds against, we want to have more odds. We want to have more powerful odds. So at the bottom here, this is crazy part. So when it comes to 10%, this is why you want to write that down. Write it down, put it in your door. Put it on your door. Waking up, that's what you're gonna see. This is the most important website ever. At the end of the day, it comes down to value. It comes to the valuation. How powerful, what is the true value of a stock? Yeah. So you want to come to when it comes to -10, wow. That's where you literally want to, for apprentices, you want to go to your link and book for your one-to-one. We're going to do some live tradings together. We're going to put on trades together, really powerful stuff where in your life, you just have to experience one time, 1 to 2 times this type of experience. And this is it. You see so many of our students sharing the testimonies and stuff like that. because they got into ring 1 to 2 times. And a lot of them who follow me for quite some time, you need to have the confidence, guys. It's not just today it comes to negative 10, you just go in and buy. No, it comes to a little bit of like following, missing out a little bit, getting in, missing out, and then you just get into that 1 time, 2 times. This is it, on a high level training, we talk about options, so really, really powerful. But anyway, so and when you make 100 times your money reading very, very small amount. But anyway, so coming back on that as well, so congratulations for you. You're in the right place. You are such in the right hand. So a lot of people say, wow, 61.2. Well done, Mel. You're absolutely right. How would you? You're well done. Well done. Mel say buy Rush. Okay, awesome. Now let's talk about what's going on with the stock market right now. Why is it suddenly all red? Okay. Now you will only know about this. You will only know about this if you go to the earning guidance. So this earning guidance is so important. So go to market screener. Okay. I hope you have done the homework. So this part of the session is where we go to individual companies again. This is the boring part. People hate this part, but this is driving a car. When you drive a little bit, you'll be like, initially before you start driving a car, you get so excited. Wow, I'm driving a car. But a few weeks later after driving a car, you can even, you can even look at the makeup. You can do your eyelashes. You can even do contact lenses while you're driving a car. So it becomes second nature. It becomes boring. Sometimes you don't even want to drive a car, and this is what this is all about. Trading is supposed to be boring, supposed to be very, very easy. It's supposed to come as a second nature. You make money while you sleep. Now, coming back just right here, if you've done your homework, just saying yes, so I can go through your charts, your trade straight away. Yeah, if you've done your homework, just say yes, so we can just go through what you've gone through straight away. So what I'm gonna do now is, let's see, how do I do this? Let's have a look. So, let's have a look. So, if you've done your homework, usually what you do is you just put your spreadsheet here, and then just give me your Excel link, and just make sure you share to all so we can see. All right. So let's see what you've got. Otherwise I might not be able to open if you don't share it to all. I see. Let's have a look. Okay. Anyway, so let me see what we've got. You have to send something just so in case we can have a look on them. So let's have a look. Let me see who's done it. Our top G was a top G. Okay, so my phone. Just give me a second. Let me just see what's the name of that person. Do, 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 do. Now, um, send me his link. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, this one. How can I open this? This is why it's so difficult. Let's do this. AirDrop. Awesome. So let's see what's going on right now. Do. Okay, so let me see what is the correctly. What do we have here? So this is what Bank of Nova. We need the latest one, my dear. 24. We need the latest one. Where's the latest one? Okay, that's fine. Cool. So let's go straight into it right now. So you can kind of see, as you said last week or things like that, if you've been putting the trades that on and stuff like that. Things has been going, should be going quite nice. Let's have a look. Alexander Real Estate. See if I can find it. Yeah, this is Alexander Real Estate. We recommended last week as well, 28th of October. That's around last week. Students who've been doing the homework, you will be screaming with profits like the world has never seen before. 28th of October. Can you see? Coming back down really, really nicely. Yeah. Doing exactly what we talk about as well. Gold went down, you already know. LACOP, CSL. Why do we show this? Let's read it. Updated earnings for the guys is midpoint range 24. So it went from, guys, it's crazy. It went from how much? It went from net loss was reduced by 3.44 from 0.5, guys. It's crazy. Just read it one more time for me. Alexander Real Estate Equity, it went from making money 0.5 to losing, bracket means losing, negative 2.94. That's how much percent loss. Let's calculate 0.5 plus 2.3. That's like, I don't know, I don't even know how many percent. It's thousands of percent loss, a lot of big percentage loss. Hence, we recommended these as one of our short lists like last week's as well. And it coming back down really, really nicely. A lot of our apprentices already placed that trades way before we discuss. If you are the top students, if you want to make big money like never seen before, every day you go to the earning guidance, you found some really great one, and like never seen before, you place your trade straight away, and you'll be screaming with profits. Yeah, that's literally what our students do. Let me show you some recording of that. Some people say, "Oh, Raven, you didn't discuss about this last week." Wow, let's have a look. If I can find that. So this is the recording from last week when I see Jensen Huang, Raven calling for market crash using an 8-step. That is okay. Let's click on it. So that is what? That's 5 days ago. We put it on that. So that's where we see Jensen Huang crazy times. The king of Nvidia CEO. But this is what at the bottom. So where are we? Let's look. Where are we?
Be patient, guys. Income 54.
Where do you find this? Bang.
60K.
We go to stock one by one individually, like crazy.
And 3.37. So
Where are we?
Honeywell for the company decreased 40 against
We spend around half an hour, guys, half an hour to go through all of this strategy. People say, I don't have time and stuff like that. The reason you don't have time because you didn't do it. If you do it 5 times, you become so good. You get good so fast. Exactly. Alexander Real Estate. Can you see? We just click on that. Yeah. That's this last week. Let's see what do we get on it. So we wait. Linux, Hexel, Honeywell. So we go to so many companies, millions of companies. We at the end of the day, that's what we go for is let's look.
1 point.
We're going to one by one using our 8-step powerful trading strategy. Yeah, this one. Can you see? We're going through so many. We didn't put anything on the watch list. This is probably the first one we put on the watch list.
Net loss was reduced by 3.
I was doing it in my hotel. You can see the back. This is in Washington. I went to Washington the other day, and I went to New York as well. And
money 0.5 now is
this is 27. So you could have already shorted on the 27 when the news comes on 4 p.m. when that happened. Lots of our students did that. Congratulations to a lot of our apprentices. Well done using executive strategies. This is strategy. This is not new strategy, guys. I taught you in this training long time ago. Yeah, really, really nicely. So that's exactly kind of what happened. And it's been coming down really, really nicely. You can see it's been coming down really, really nicely, just right there. Yeah, exactly strategy is what we have done. So if you don't know homework, you have to make money. So, because you didn't want to do the homework. But congratulations, you see that a lot of our students, the more you invest, the more the more you pay as well. I mean, the more you pay, the more you're gonna get. So let's continue right now. What I'm gonna do, I am going to go through trainings right now, go through some of your homework right now, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. I show you all the time. People are waiting for me to do it, but I'm gonna tell you, if you do it yourself, you're gonna make even more money than anyone. But I'm gonna do it for you because we're gonna help you here. But if you do it every day, it's gonna be so easy. First step, go to market screen. I said it many times. Second, go to companies at the guidance. As an apprentices, you get everything for free. You get all the tools for free. So Companies really powerful too. I spent a lot of years to find some really, really powerful tools, guys. None of the world is gonna give you a tool that give you every single minute, give you the most powerful, effective, um, effective what? Let me think. Effective news just like that. Let me tell you why. Because what was I thinking? Because yeah, it would be even more powerful if I get all the notification of this on my phone. But anyway, so we'll go to guidance straight away and then go to profit warnings. Okay, just to see any profit warnings that we talk about here. So there are a little bit of profit warnings here, probably more than what we've got. And there are some big guys that I want to talk about first. Okay. So let's talk about some big guys because some of these big guys is our baby. So let's talk about Palantir first. Palantir, what I want to talk about for Palantir? Palantir investor. Okay. So if you've been doing Palantir, I think Palantir is probably the guy who triggered the stock to come down a little bit. Together with Facebook, a lot of things like that, they triggered the stock crash a little bit. So we're gonna go to the Facebooks as well, just to see what actually triggered the stock to burst the bubble. Remember, in order for you to know how when the bubble is gonna burst, the AI bubble is gonna burst, you got to read the earning guidance. They are the only person who's going to tell you, no one else. So 11 of third. So let's just read it very, very carefully. You don't need to know any of that, but just for fun, basically. So 1-1 result, undeniable year-over-year growth, 7-7, 1-1. We are yet to announce highest revenue growth. All of that, you just for fun, just want you to know 70%, 20%, 63% year-over-year. And the important bits, all of that is okay. So yeah, for this is the important bits. This is the guidance. This is the outlook. We are raising our guidance to 4. We are raising our US commercial to that. So if you've been doing the guidance, you can straight away continue the work that you left off. So you go to Palantir, you can straight away continue. This is why I asked. I said you have to do the guidance so you can continue the work. So you can see we have been doing the guidance all the time, and all you need to do is to continue, guys. Continue the work. So 4.14, I'm going to copy and paste. Let me show you how to do it. And where are we? Here, I'm just going to copy and paste, just like that. Copy and paste. So you can compare properly. You can see things in a proper way. So I'm going to click text. This is the latest one, copy and paste like that. Okay, for the full year. That's the latest one. So let's see the trend again. Then you want to see the trend again because you want to spot the pattern. And let's see. It's a bit difficult to see, but we're going to try our best. So basically, when we first started, you can use different color really beautifully. This is why it's so nice for you to do it. So it used to start from 2 revenue, 2 million, 2.8 million, and then goes to 3.7 million. And then it goes to what? 3.8 million. And then it goes to 4.1 million. And then the latest one was at 4.3 million. Okay. You'll be like, what's happening here? Let's have a look. So before that was around 0.3 million increase, 0.3 million increase. Revenue 1.3, 1.4, 1.1. And what is this? 6.9. Let's see. So let's see properly. Are we on yearly or are we on full year? Okay, let me read it carefully one more time, guys. Full year 2.8, 3.7. There's around 1 billion increase. And then suddenly 3.8, and then 4.1, there's 0.3 increase, and then 0.3, 0.2 increase. This 1 divided by 8, how much is this? I need to minus it. So 4.1 minus 3.8. That's probably 0.3. And this one, 0.3 minus a little bit lesser than that one. That's okay. Now, this is why plotting a lot more, plotting like 5 years, 2 years is really nice because you get to really see a pattern, a trend. Because now we only have very limited data. A lot of our students already plot a lot of them, so you can see a trend really nicely. And then you ask yourself, is this still big? Is it still more than 30% growth? Is it still like never seen before? At this moment in time, remember, we only want to click on to buy the stock if it's never increased, like it's something you've never seen before if it goes up. But now, 3.8, 4.1, 4.3, usual. Nothing big, nothing crazy. So it's not like something you've never seen before. Palantir is one of the most popular stocks in the world. Investor wants a surprise. If you don't give me the surprise, people hate it. So the stock dropped. And the next one was Meta. Um, just have a look real quick. Meta, what's that called? Stock investor. Just trying to see what's happening here, okay? So obviously, if you read the transcript, you will learn a little bit more about that, to see what's going on. But let's go to Meta real quick. It's press release. Do. So we click on that. Before you buy a certain thing, you have to make sure you read these guys because you want to make sure it's increased, it's still 30% and all of that. Yeah, you don't just buy it for the sake of buying it. If you never do your if you never read the financial statement, you are probably not an investor. You're probably a gambler. So Outlook commentary, 29th of October. At least you have to do some analysis that we told the 8-step powerful trading strategy. Okay. But anyway, so this is what they are saying. They expect the fourth quarter to be 56. Currently exchange 1%. So there's no EPS or anything. Sometimes it's like that. Like Apple and stuff like that. They don't give you EPS. They just give you some figures out of nowhere. Okay. And you have to take whatever you have got. Expect full year expense to be that updated from our previous. So we used to be 114, 118. Reflect a growth rate of expense. Crazy. Capital expenditure 70 increase from 66. Okay, a little bit increase like that. We're exciting point. We continue to run away service to the AI power. We expect all of that continue to strong AI. A central requirement is infrastructure capacity. As we began for the plan, it's become clear that our compute needs to have continue to expand our meaningfully, and we are working through. We expect to invest aggressively. Okay, put money into it. It's normal. You always have to invest in yourself, whether it's education and research and development and stuff like that. This exact same thing happened in 2020, 2022, when Meta wants to come up with a metaverse. Okay, markets drop big time because the metaverse never come true. To meet this news, and a PE ratio come to 12 PE ratio. Lots of our students go all in to Meta when the Meta PE ratio comes to around 12. I'll show you the PE ratio of Meta later. Yet they needs both building our infrastructure contact, and we anticipate further upward. As a result, our current expectations will not be larger. Expense will be grow significantly faster percentage, growth primarily, but infrastructure, all of that. Employee compensation is the second largest contribution to growth. We recognize a full year compensation and hire. So they pay a lot of money to hire AI talent. Finally, we continue to active legal staff significantly, all of that, engage with the EU. We cannot rule out significant impact number of schedule ultimately. Okay, so that's what happened. We don't just use one when to compare. So fourth quarter is like that in the range of 56 to 59. What about the one before? Where's the outlook? Here, 47 to 50. Okay. This is the third quarter. The only thing is that they give you the third quarter. Okay. They are giving you a quarter to quarter. We are not providing an outlook for the fourth quarter revenue. We expect year over year to be slower than the third as we lap longer growth and stuff like that. Okay. So this is 147. You want to plot everything. Plot in the nice graph so you can see it properly. And 42. So some people have plot Facebook since for the past 5 years. Who has done that? Let me know. Just if you've done Facebook, you plot for the past 5 years beautifully, let me know. If you don't, I'm going to plot it for you. I probably plotted before. I just need to really think where that is. All right, let me just find out. Google Sheet for powerful apprentices. Google Sheet login. Let me see if I can find it though. Google Drive. Because is interesting for you to see this. It's called a big money sequence. Okay, let's open that. Okay, this is another sheet. This is called a big money secret sheet. Let me see. So let's see if there's a Meta here. A, B, C, D, Meta platform. Let's have a look. Is this Meta? All right, let's look at this Meta real quick, okay? Based on this Meta, I want you to tell me when would you buy Meta. All right, let's start. Just tell me, give me the year when you will buy Meta because he put it like that very nicely so you can see carefully. So let's have a look. The first one in April, Meta was what? Not providing earnings because of Corona. That's fine. And then what? Revenue outlook. What is this? We need the numbers. Oh, I'm going to choose another guy. This is 10% revenue expect growth rate. Okay, this is 10% growth. All right. So let's just highlight that. In July, in June 2020, October, Meta was what? 22% growth. Okay. And then in this one, 2021, it's around 20% growth as well. And then in April time, pay attention. I want you to tell me when to buy, when to sell, all right? It's around 30% growth. And then July time, 47% growth year over year. October, how many percent? Let's see. Okay, let's just give you the number now. It's 31. Okay, it's 31. So they tell you that we expect the revenue to be down. Okay, so you'll be like, oh, I hope you have a clue now. So you will see that you'll be buying this 22nd, you'll be buying 22nd, you'll be buying 30, 47, you'll be keep buying it until when you have the guidance says down, non-revenue to be down year over year. And October 22nd, you kind of be shorting it. See if it makes sense. Yeah, a lot of students been doing that. I've been doing this for 10 years, I have everything. So Meta, um, you can see stock's been going really, really nicely. This is why when I asked you to plot many, many years, it's not joking to you. So you can see it's been going up 2020, 22, went up 22%, 22, 37%, 44, 57% until, can you see there's a drop here? Until when? Until Meta come out and give a earning whispers that most people will not be able to find, where it says that October 25th, it literally says it's going to be down. Okay. So you call it a day. October 25th, whenever you buy Meta, you call it a day. So October 25th, when is that? 25th October. Where is it? 25th. Yeah, October 25th is just right here. Can you see you call it the day? You buying Meta big time, you make a lot of money. When it stays down, you call it the day. This is no longer your babies. Okay. For apprentice, I'm just showing you what to do now. So you call your baby, you'll be like, okay, that's fine. Now it's not just guidance telling you. Extreme fears is telling you. Market valuation is telling you. PE ratio of Meta is the highest that is telling you. All of that puzzles is telling you. Not just that one step. Yeah. All of that combined together. But down is the one thing. But let's continue. Um, yep. And then you go here, you'll be like, oh, okay. Now February 3 to 11%. So it's from 31 to 27. It's still down. Would you agree? 31 to 27 is still down. You still wouldn't buy them because it's still down. And then February, you wouldn't buy them. April, 27 to 28. Oh, wow. You'll be like, okay. So this is what happened to Meta. Meta has been okay, let's just continue first. Okay, 28, you'll be like, okay, 27, 28, a little bit up. You'll be paying attention to 28 now. Maybe sometimes the bottom will happen. So what happened to the bottom? So sometimes things like that, and then it went down, and then there's some capitulation before it do anything. So now we are having that at the moment, okay? A little bit up there. So, and then what happened? And then April 26, 28 to 29. Oh, okay, it's also up. It's also up. And then suddenly April, I think something is missing here. First quarter, first quarter. A lot of things are missing here. So anyway, you saw, why is it like this? Uh, Q3, Q1, Q2, something is missing in the middle. October 26. Anyway, let's go through what we go through. So this is April. After April, what do we do? April will be October. April, October. Which April, October. I think there's something in the middle of that. But anyway, you can see that suddenly become 30 and it used to be 28. So it used to be declining. 27 used to be 31, 27. This is February. And then in April time, you can see 28 and 30. So you can see that's an increase already. So it used to decrease 31. Let me just draw it properly for you. 31, decrease to 27. And it always has been going up, by the way. It's always been going up. And then suddenly things come drop down a little bit. And then what happened? This is 27. And then it goes to 28. And it started to climb back up a little bit. Yeah. It's forming so things started to become positive a little bit just right there. Yeah. So let's continue. So you will be like, okay, in April 27 is probably I will start to add a little bit more position because 28th of April. And if it is extreme fears, you can add position straight away. So 28, 27, you'll be like, that's kind of what happens. So you kind of get on it there. And then this is jumping a year forward. This is jumping another year forward. October 30th. Okay, this is where you'll also be buying just right there. And then this is what? Third quarter. This is February 22nd. We've done okay. 30th. The first quarter to be 26, 29, 32, 36. The year is a bit weird, isn't it? It's better to plot a graph. This is a long time ago before we plot the graph. If you have the graph, it will be beautiful. Okay, let's find another one. Find another guy. Find another meta. A, B, C, D. Just something that is more proper. A, B, C, Sony. What is this? Meta. Okay, this guy. Okay, this is a lot more. Okay, let's look. This is the quarter. Let me see if there's any meta here. Okay, probably has to go back then. A, B, C, D, E, F. Uh, well, our American Ali, Engine, B, Sales, Qualcomm, all of that. Black United, Heath, Micro, Apples, Nvidia, all of that. Tate, Work, AIBM. All right, let's go back to that one that we've got just now. Can't be able to see. There are actually a lot of meta here, but let's just go. What about this? I think he's using the aging one. But anyway, so you will see that the conclusion here is that so we're talking about shorting. The question is when would you buy it back? So you already know you will be shorting when, not shorting, you will be selling when it dropped like that. Where is it? Yep, 31 to 27. So 2nd of February, you'll be like, okay, you kind of run away. So we'll be like, when would you buy it back? When would you buy it back? So you kind of buy it back when the revenue started to increase again, started to increase big time like never seen before. So you plot it out. You plot it out nicely to see when it increase again. So 28, 29, kind of April 27, a little bit increase like that. April 23rd. So this is just not very even. So 30th October 26th, that's literally you will start buying because it's already start going up nicely. So let's go back. So you will be like, okay, October, you'll be shorting because it's been declining revenue, declining, all the way come to the bottom here, which is the 2nd of November 2022, which is where our earning guidance here. Let's have a look. If I go back there. Yeah, when our 22nd of October 2026, our earning guidance here is 30th to 32. Our guidance assume the growth started to happen now. Where's the growth? To provide scrutiny, expenses. Yeah, so the growth started to happen kind of just right there. Started to increase. So it used to be like that. Where are we? It used to be like that. And then it goes sideways a little bit, and then it started to go back up like that. Yeah. So buying anything around there, that will be good. This is declining in revenue. This is when the guidance is showing increasing in revenue. Okay. Now, Raven, what if I don't go through the guidance? Now, going into guidance is really important. So it's really giving you a good chance and good hints. But if you look at the historical PE ratio of of Meta really tells you when is the best time to get into Meta. So you go to Meta just right here. Based on what you see, when would you start buying Meta? So let's go to like 5 years. Yeah, you can see P ratio of Meta has always been selling around 30. Okay, around 30. So you went, and then suddenly you can see just exactly what we wrote there. When during the what day is this? Let's look the date. Yeah, just around September time, just around there. Whatever timeline that is, doesn't really matter. You don't have to aim so perfectly. So go to 5 years again, and we'll just be there. Can you see June time, 13, 12. PE ratio went to 12. What's his name? Warren Buffett bought Apple when the P was at 12 to 13 as well. And then it went all the way high up, big time like that. Right now, the P is around 30. So if you really, really want to buy this Meta, you also have to wait for at least it comes to around 20 to 10 between there. Yeah, you can give it a range because sometimes you can't time the bottom like that. So give it the range like that. That will be a time to kind of get into that. Now, Facebook is kind of the stock where so yeah, a lot of students get on it big time. They're using our strategy, they plot it, they see never seen before. So you get on it big time, and from whatever from 10, it went to 6, just like that, 600 times your money, just like that. Yeah. So what about right now? What about recently? What's going on right now? So let's have a look what is going on right now so we can really see what actually is happening. So we got 42, and then we got 47, and then we got 56. Now we have to compare kind of fourth quarters as well. Let me just open another fourth quarter because the fourth quarter is kind of the most important, is quarter to quarter. Okay. So you compare kind of like that. So we got third quarter, 3Q. That's the latest one, I think. So I'm just gonna go back one more. The reality is you have to plot everything, plot nicely the graphs. You will see things really, really beautifully. Yeah. So let's open that. This is what? July 25th. This is the third quarter. I kind of want the fourth quarter. So we're just gonna go on to see how can I open that. 3Q. Okay. Oops. Let's just go back. So this is the latest one is 3Q. I want to see last year's same time because during Christmas time, people tend to spend a little bit more money. So this is earning release that during that. So that's October. Last time we've got what? Our revenue used to be fourth quarter used to be 45. And then what is this? And then this is for January. And then it comes to 39. Okay. So I understand why some people say this can be a bit tricky to read. You're absolutely right. And then you have 47. And then let's see. And then 47. So what usually happens when things like that, because they give us a lot of things, they have revenue, and this total revenue is only quarter to quarter. Full year expense to be one fee lower, full year expenditure and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of things going on. This is quarter to quarter revenue, full year is like that. So in this situation, what we will be doing is we'll be plotting, putting these two graphs together. So you get to see a really, really nice trend. And you ask yourself, is it still 30%? So that's what I'm going to do. So let's have a look right now. So I'm going to do it. Four quarters is 56. I used 56 this year minus 56 last year. So this is fourth quarter, 56, just to see whether it's 30%. So to see whether we can buy during extreme fear. Fourth quarter last year is 45. So that's the same time last year. So I'm going to minus now. 45 minus 56. That's now 10. 10 divided by 56. So let's do it. 56 minus 49. So 56 minus 45. 56 minus 40, 50. This is minus 45, so around 11. 11 divided by 11 divided by 56 is around 19% growth, okay? Unfortunately, this one doesn't really meet our 30%. We want it to be more than 30% in order to be part of our babies. because you can see if it's not more than 30%, you can see the return that you get is not very good. So you can see if you bought here 4.8, around 5, it runs around 80. That's around 100% return. That's okay. But I think last time probably they have a 30%, a little bit more than that as well. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened. So Raven, when can I start buying Meta? That's the question that we have. Or when can I start buying Meta? Meta right now is the same price as it was in 12th of May, guys. It's like tariffs doesn't happen. All this winning doesn't happen. Can you see? All this winning doesn't. If Meta can comes all the way down here, wow. Just imagine if S&P 500 comes back all the way down there. But anyway, so what was I trying to say? So when is the best time to buy Meta? You want to use our PE ratio strategy that we taught you. Okay. So how do you do that? Okay, just to show you how to use our PE ratio strategy, for you to find a really, really good time to buy Meta. So this is what we're gonna do. Because Meta now dropped from 80 to around 60, drop quite a lot, like around 30%. You'll be like, oh, some people might be tempted to buy Meta. Meta is a good stock, by the way. Yeah. So because people are still advertising on it, the Facebook, the only reason why they are losing money right now because they spend so much money on investment. You read that. They just temporarily stuff. 2020, 21, they do the same thing here. Okay. But this is what I want to show you. What I want to show you now, I want to show you a really powerful formula. How can you know when it's the best price to buy the stock that you want to buy? Because you have a lot of babies, the stock, the babies. Let's say I want to buy Palantir and Nvidia. You'll be like, oh, Raven, where should I buy them? You always ask me, when do you buy them, isn't it? You want to put a pending order and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you now. How do you know exactly when to buy them? I kind of show you before, but I need to be very clear with you. The first step that we kind of use in situation like that is we look for, let's have a look. We let's have a look. Yeah, in situation like this, we kind of look for a peak, okay? Peak of volume. I guess same thing situation, or even not again. Yeah, you can see the peak of volume panel just right here. So it's to show that okay, potentially it actually might come back to all the way there. All right, that's the kind of the first step. There's a peak of volume just right there. So maybe just a little bit like just right there. Okay, that's the first step. Okay, this is not the whole thing. That's the first step. Meta is crazy, guys. Meta is always seems to be the first person who call the market bottom. Let me just show you. If I'm gonna go through here, if I change it, this is why it's so useful to show you this. If I change this to Meta, because Meta is kind of like if a company is going to do well or not, Meta is probably the first person is going to know. Oh, why? Why Meta is going to be the first person? Because people advertise on Meta. So without advertisement, Coca-Cola, Apple, all of that is going to go downhill. So um, let's have a look, see what happened to Meta. If it has been a leading indicator a little bit as well. So let me show you a little bit just right there so you can see what exactly happened. So this is what happened to Meta, guys. In 2020, I've done this many, many times already, but just to show you a little bit. And you can see in 2020, January, Meta actually started to come down. This is just before the corona. So Meta already starts seeing people spending less on their revenue, people spending less ads on ads. When people don't advertise anymore, business are going crazy because the only way how business survives is by running ads. And so you're coming back down here and it's coming back down like that. So you can see before the S&P 500 come down when? S&P 500 continue to climb and it comes down in February. This is Corona, but Meta already start feeling it and it came back down. Okay. So let me show you a little bit just there. So and Meta, you can see, started to go up a little bit just right there, just a little bit way before. You can see S&P 500 bottom at 23rd of March. Lots of our students get on this big time. I will show you some of our recording students making big money, like they retire like they never seen before, using exact strategy we talk about. And you can see Meta kind of like bottom just a few days earlier, 17th of March. Okay, let me continue. Going up, going up, going up a little bit just right there. You can see Meta kind of peak a little bit there and then S&P 500 peak a little bit later, and then like that. So coming back down a little bit like that, okay? Let me just show you a little bit more. And So this is kind of like an inflation peaks as well. So coming back there, this is inflation September 21st. Meta already started to come down, guys. Meta started to come down. S&P 500 continue to goes up, continue to go up to a certain point. S&P 500 started to come down. Okay, so Meta kind of dropped first before S&P 500 drop, and then continue. And this is continue. Yep. So this is February time. Meta kind of keep coming up like that. Let's see. And what else do we have here? The latest one that we have, Meta kind of start dropping in 14th of February. S&P 500 kind of drop a little bit just right there. And then like that. Okay. So that's what happened right now. Yeah, Meta kind of drop a little bit there. S&P 500 continues to drop a little bit like that. Okay, cool. So this is interesting. All right. So let's come back to our questions. When do I know exactly when to buy and when to sell? Let's have a look. Doma has done really nice. So let's have a look. Baby. So if we see guidance, so do we sell the stock completely? Barry, if the guidance drop, we actually call it the day. Okay, we actually if the guidance drop, we actually call it a day, and we get into um. Okay, let's answer your questions now. Guidance drop, we don't call it a day. You have to make sure it's still 30%. Okay, Barry, I really love your question. Barry is asking, oh, if during my baby stocks, okay, let's say I own 10 stocks and I've been holding for quite some time. And people will be asking, oh, when do I sell my shares? Okay, obviously during exchange fees and all of that, but you really start selling your shares when it's less than 30% already. Okay, Nvidia is still 30% and stuff like that. So when it is not 30%, you kind of call it a day. Like Meta right now is only 19%. We calculate just now. 56 last year, how much? 56 this year, 56 last year, 40 something. It's only 20%. So it's less than 30%. Yeah, you want to be more. Okay what app you are using, grid presentation. I go Meta here. I don't know if it's correct. Well done. What's his name? Dom. Let's have a look. Let's click on it. Really good. Let's see. Am I opening the right thing? Let's see. Let's see. Have a look real quick, guys. Where are we? Okay, really beautiful. I love that. Well done. Okay. Okay. Yeah, nice. So where are we? 27, 28, 26, 30, 30. Yeah, I love that. So you can see exactly what you just talked about. 27. We draw it just now, guys. 27, it dropped to 27, 28, 26. Yeah, it dropped to around this level, 26. So you'll be like, okay, the next time when it comes to around 30, this is an increased growth. We normally don't increase so much. Normally we increase a little bit only. This is a 15% increase. Is actually quite a lot. And the PE ratio was super low at the moment. P ratio went to the lowest in history that we ever seen. Same thing with United Heath. It dropped to really low 3 months ago. Our shares got in big time. Okay. So and it went up really nicely. And everything. So now it's here. So you see, year over year is around 24%. Very good. I love the calculation here. So awesome. Really good. Well done. Yeah. Well, very good. Where are we? Okay, the question is, how do I know when do I buy Meta? Guys, this is a question. When do I even okay, all of that. Okay. When do I buy it? Okay, let's have a look. There are two formulas for this. The first formula, we already talked about it, it's an easy formula. You use a PE ratio formula. Those people who don't understand, just go back and watch the video again, start from week 3. That will help you a lot. Yeah. Sorry about eating because we need to, otherwise, if I don't eat anything, my throat is gonna get sore. Anyway, so Now we have EPS next year. Wait, wait. Next year, 25%, 12%, 20%. So let's call it the growth is around 20%. Okay, 20%, 25%. Let's call it like that. So the first strategy to find out when is the right PE, if you remember, for a growth stock, sometimes you want to know what's the right PE. Fair value PE will just be, I think it's 8.5, if you remember, plus 2 times the annual growth rate. Okay, annual growth rate. Is it everything? What's the formula? Let's sort of go. Someone type the formula on the chat box, please. There's so many formulas. So let's continue again. So the PE is equivalent to 8.5. I think it's the right one. Plus 2 times the annual growth rate. Okay, annual growth rate. Let's continue. Yeah, 8.5 is annual growth rate. If you don't understand this, that's fine. Just accept it. This is the first way to know what is the right PE. So you use 8.5 plus, or even where do you get the formula from? This is actually from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett gave me this formula, and then times the what is it? Times what's this called? Times the middle. The middle is growth rate. The growth rate is around 25. Okay, 22. You calculate just now. I mean, our friend, what's his name? Don't calculate the 22. So let's make it 20. Let me see. Uh, okay, 20. Okay, just make it easier. So you can next year is around 12, guys. Next year is around 20. So I usually take the average of everything. So let's just make it easier. Meta, growth meta on Yahoo Finance. They kind of give you the growth rate a little bit. Let's see if they tell us the growth rate here. Um, the EPS growth rate. Let's go to analysis just to see if we can get the growth rate. To see how much they are growing. Okay, so what we've got here, yeah, the growth rate next year is around 17. That's a sales. What about the EPS? The EPS, what do we have? Meta's next around 15. All right, just so you can see, we use the middle of everything. Okay, so it's around next year's around 12, 25 's around 15. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, so that's the first formula. You really use it. So you compare this. This formula is for super high growth because it's still less than 30. So we use another formula. Another formula, you just find the lowest PE of the stock. So you go to PE divide by price divided by earnings. So in order for you to know what price you want to buy, you just use PE times earnings. So let's get it right now. Okay, let me write it down just so that you guys get it. It's a simple change of formula. All right. So remember, PE is equivalent to what is it? Price of the stock price divided by the EPS. Okay. You want to know what stock price should I buy? Then this is what you get. You will be using the PE that you want for that stock times the EPS. So this is where you use your magic now. PE. What's the PE that you want for Meta? So you use your magic that we talk about. So you go on here, you find out what is the fair value for this Meta. So Meta right now and the PE of 30. Is it correct? Let's check. Check out the website, or you can calculate yourself if you want. How do you do it? You go to Meta PE ratio. Today or now. Guru Focus probably gonna give you a little bit. Just make sure it's updated 27 as of November 4th. Okay, this one, 27, let's pretend, yeah, 27. So you can see on average, the PE of this guy is 27, 24, 14. That's December, 23rd, 24. And then what else do we have? 26, 24, 22, 22nd, 26, 32. So you'll be like, what's the average of that? Okay. 14 will be a steal, all right? It comes to 12, 15. That will be a steal. That will be like you go all in, you almost guaranteed to make money. Okay. That's really, really nice. But don't just get into a value trap. A value trap is where you get into a stock with a low PE, lowest PE, but it's not growing. But this guy is growing, yeah. It's 22%, 15% is growing, yeah. You want to grow at least 10%, okay? Value trap is you just buy the lowest PE stock. That's not good, yeah, because it's not growing. But anyway, so coming back, you want to make sure it's growing, yeah. Go to finviz.com, check if it's growing. Go to Yahoo Finance, check if it's growing. Anyway, what am I talking about? I'm talking about that when do we buy it? Okay, so okay, what is the fair PE? The fair PE for this guy, I would say between 14 to 20. That would be quite nice. Yeah. If you look at it carefully here, where are we? Yeah, it's just between 20, around 14 to 20, 10 would be nice. Like, yeah, 20 would be quite okay. So or what do? You add a little bit position here and there. Add position at 20 PE, add position at 14 PE, add position at 15 PE, 16 PE, like that. Dollar cost averaging. That's a formula, how you dollar cost averaging. You add a little bit like that. And you time the EPS. Okay. And then you times the EPS. Okay. That's about it. So for example, or even tell me exactly how you do it. So you can ask charge. Okay, you can do this. So the meta price now is um where's Guru focus? Because you always know what you always want to know what price is, and then no one else can tell you about this, by the way. You know, so the price right now, let's say, is 627. Pretend that's what it says. Is it 627? Let's have a look. 626. Okay, that's fine. 627. So meta price now is 627, 627, 627. And the P was 27. What is that? 20? 27.7. Okay, just make it easier. And you ask yourself, okay, let's make it clear. 627's price now. Price now. This is the P. And if I want the PE of 20, pretend, what would be the price to buy? Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? We come back to our maths now. So this is it. So what do? You copy and paste this. If you don't know how to do the calculation, you copy and paste this, you put on the chat GPT or you put into Google, they're gonna give it to you. So I'm gonna copy this, copy and put into Google. Let's see if they're gonna give it to me. Okay, it's not really ChatGPT probably gonna tell you. So you do the calculation. So if I have the price of Apple is 626 when I'm PE is 27, what is my price of Apple when the PE is 20? So you use 20 divided by 27.7, you times 626, 452. Congratulations, you got the jackpot number, 452. Okay, how do you use? It's a very normal it's just a very normal common thing, yeah. So some people don't understand how this maths comes from. Let me show you. 600 app is a dollar, 27 apple, pretend. If I want 20 apple, how much is it? That's about it. Okay. So you use 20 divided by 27, you times 627. But ChatGPT is going to tell you that anyway. So what do we do? So the jackpot number that it comes up is 452. So you go to the chart and you put 452 there. Wow. So 452 will literally just be our peak of our this line. So it would just be around there. Okay? Just be around that line. So you test yourself if the meta comes back down here, then you'll be buying. No, you'll be like, okay, this is the thing. You'll be like, oh Raven, what if, what is the force about this? What is the problem with this situation? With this situation, we are pretending that the EPS stays the same. But in reality, the EPS is gonna grow, EPS is gonna increase. So if you want to use a normal formula, yeah, remember we talk about price of the stock is equivalent to EPS times the PE. Okay, this is just PE price divided by EPS. Just accept it for now. If you don't understand, that's fine. The more you do it, the more you're gonna get. And then, so what is the price of the stock? So you use the EPS times the PE. The PE that I want, let's say, is 20. You ask yourself, oh, Raven, how can I find out what's the EPS then? You can use ChatGPT or Guru Focus probably going to tell you, or Yahoo Finance probably going to tell you. So let me just go to Yahoo Finance to see if they say it. Okay, so let's go to Yahoo Finance. So Meta, Yahoo Finance. And then you go on here, you click on that, and you go on this financial. Sorry, you're going to analysis, just click analysis. You want to find the EPS for next year, isn't it? So EPS, analysis, let me have a look. And EPS a year ago, EPS next year is 24, guys. Now it's 23. Next year is going to be 24. Okay, according to the guidance and stuff like that, that's the number. So you put it on 24. What's the answer? 20 times 24, 480. Congratulations. This is also the jackpot. And then you do it there. You go to your chart and put 480, exactly the spike of volume that we see. Can you see how our strategy stack up one against another beautifully? Yeah, this is 480 will just be there. Okay, our strategy stack up against one another beautifully. Sometimes you will be like, oh, what if it doesn't come to 20? You can do a dollar cost averaging. You can buy a PE 22, buy a PE 20, buy a PE 20, buy a PE 18 and stuff like that. You can dollar cost averaging. You don't have to put everything into one basket because the only situation here is that you are afraid that what? What if it doesn't come to the PE that you want? Okay. So if it doesn't come to the PE that you want, hence you always do a range of the PE. Okay. You always do a range of PE. You say to yourself, if I buy just around that level, I will be quite happy with that. Make sense? So you don't have to go. But if you let's say your things doesn't get triggered, that's it. Do you lose money? No. You can find other stocks that's so much better than that. Okay. No one in this world will give you an exact price of exactly when to buy the stock that you want other than this training. My mind blown away. Okay. When I learned about this stuff, it totally changed my life completely upside down because you're no longer guessing. Should I buy today? Should I buy tomorrow? Should I buy today? Should I buy tomorrow? You're no longer guessing like that because you're waiting for the price to come to you. Okay. Obviously, you can add some position when the put ratio is up a little bit, when the volatility index is up a little bit, like that. Yeah. So, well, if you think what I just showed you is powerful and you would like more of this practical training, type in the chat box and say powerful. I'm in the best training in the world. And the chat box is right there. If you think what I just showed you is really powerful, you really stack up, it's really starting to make sense slowly and gradually. Tell the chat box say powerful real quick chat on the chat box. So I can show you more of this powerful stuff so you know exactly when it's gonna happen. Wow, restaurant say powerful, Hajinda say powerful, Mel say powerful, Tio say powerful, Carlos say powerful, Ben say really powerful. And well done, Hajinda say powerful, awesome. Roma say Leo say powerful. You are absolutely right. Yeah. So congratulations for all of you who really decide you want to get good at this. Now let's go back to look at exactly what we are supposed to buy and sell right now. Okay. So we go on profit warnings just to see things to sell and buy. So we're gonna go through one by one, like what we did. Rishimasi best training in the world. You're welcome. Um, cool. So if you can send your link and just on the chat box, it'll be really nice. Only I can see it as well. So what I'm gonna do now, so there's a lot of companies here, guys. There's a lot of companies releasing their earnings and stuff like that. Yes, in the last week we spent quite some time, 30 minutes to go through a lot of them, and we find the trades that we found. We find what? We found Alexander, we found Lanco, we found CSL Limited, they all went down. Okay, they all went down really nicely, exactly where we want. We've been shorting them. So today we're gonna do the same thing here. 4th of November. You should be already been doing this yourself. But let's just go through it very, very powerfully and quickly. So congratulations. So for students only, we normally do a lot more practical stuff for students, on the apprenticeship trainings as well. So well done for those who get accepted. You are in a really, really nice place. So what I'm gonna click one by one. Fresh pet and let's see, pharmaceutical. 571, 15. There's a lot of things going on here. 0.28, 8.7, 159, 0.94. You can see market kind of crash for a reason when you see so many companies kind of have so many profit warnings in the day. Lower EPS. So the day move on, you want to see more kind of that going on. 54 share decline issues. Granger updates, Toyota. Uh, South Africa. I was watching the movies called um Invictus on the airplane. It was so good, guys. I was crying. South Africa Invictus. They talk about what's his name of the guy? Oh my God. Oh, the president who win the World Cup in 1995. Yeah, really good movie. So transient Xeno updates H&H. Newell Brand, Mitsubishi, Invictus. This is what a movie called. OD. We're just gonna click on almost all of that just to see if anything that is big like never happened before. We only want to look when something is big. Appfolio. That exactly what we do last time with the Alexander Real Estate. We showed them like let's say you can see just now been coming down really nicely because the difference are huge. Yeah. So it's a lot of the stocks that we recommend. We have such a high winning rate. It's because of what happened. We found something that's huge. Wait, First Solar, Fresh Pad, Range. I think we've done that. So dear Fresh Flash Morning Revenue Misses. Basically, we're gonna click all of this just to find things that is huge. And sometimes when the more you see, you can actually eyeball it. KBR. Thank you, Barry. Comments. Nelson Mandela. Well done. Revises. What is the CEO starts a new profit? Uh, let's have a look. Going down, going down, going down. Just literally just open all of that and try to find the big one and we put on the watch list. That's it. So it's gonna take some. I'm gonna scan quite quickly as quick as we can. Control, first out, all of that. Okay, we're gonna continue kind of later on. We've got quite a lot going on now. So revises earnings. Previous was 13 to 13. Immediately you exit this. It doesn't make any sense. 13 to 13 is the same. So there's nothing on here. Sometimes when there's nothing on here, you have to on click on what? Click on the companies just to find it properly. How do you know when to buy Nvidia? How do you know how to buy Meta and all of that we talk about Palantir? Because you go through the guidance vigorously, especially during you know the time when you feel like you want to buy something. Expect 1.2. Didn't really say how much in the past. Full year guidance expect 17 against 17.9. It's very similar. Updates earnings. Okay, let me look at Ecovis, you found this from what to what? Operations sales. Really nice. Let's read it. Outlook 700, last 779. Yep, we could definitely short these as well. EBITDA 242. This is what? EBITDA 200 is down. Yep, we can short this. Very well done. Ecovis companies continue just to make sure it's never occurred before. And it has to be huge. So let's see if it's huge. It's around 10 divided by 7 is more than 10%. And let's see what happened in the past. 717, 715 is the same, so stock is the same. 700 is coming down. 700 is the same. 755 is up. And then 785 started to go up. 795, 700. Yep, it's definitely a down for that. Well done. So let's do it. Eco Vist. Let's copy this. Uh, It would be nice to be bigger, but this is okay. VOSECOVST. Really good. Let's go to the next one. narrow brand. So what do we have? -4. Last time is also -4, 5. Let's see what you read there. Seasonal decrease 3 to -5. EPS 0.6 to 0.59. It's a little bit of the job. Potentially we could short it. Let's go to the next one. Webash. Outlook decreased 70. National. Let me look at the graph. So what do we have? 1.95 to 1.8. Supposed to go down, it didn't. 1.6 go down, it did. 1.5. Small kind of drop there. The EPS drop is quite huge though. Okay. What about this Western Digital Corp? 2.7, 2.9 is an up. Probably could short this we bash national. Might come back to that. Okay, let's look at this. -1 in the range. Variance compared to previous. Range is very small, 1 million only. This one, previous was 100, now was 85. Potentially H plus H, let's see. What's this? H plus H. Where hell is that? Can't find this. But this would be a good one actually. New World Brand, Mitsubishi. I don't like Japan companies because they're not very, their guidance is not very reliable for Japan. Other countries is fine. Japan, Japan, they are like a whole new game in terms of guidance. What is this? Double is profit 2.6 when compare. Let's see. Audi better than Volkswagen. Okay. It would be nice to see the numbers. Audi multiply net profit despite weak figures. Need to know the numbers properly. Audi, let's look. Oh, is Audi Volkswagen? Slowly like that. The next one. One span. 245,239. A little bit drop. How much is this? 49 and halfway in the range. Okay, let's read it carefully. Revenue 239,45660 by 239. It's a little bit there. One span. We need to compare all of that together. So one span. See. Oops. Uh, that's okay. You compare all of that together. This will be huge as well. Couple revenue. Lower end is still there. We want it to be outside of the range in order to short something. Full expect 945 is an up. We want to short things. Healthcare loss against previous 0.76. So let's read it carefully. For the year, the companies expect a loss per share 0.86 against previous guidance of 0.78. Is this a profit or what? Yeah, let's open that and click on that and click on that. Cool. Since when? Since 28, just there. 30th. I just kind of need to know, is this a profit or is this a loss? Okay. So you will be able to know by going to the website directly. Expect revenue. Really encourage you to go to the website. To be a low end, that's okay. Or is this Park Hotel? Diluted 0.33, previous 0.30. It looks like a up. Okay, let's remove that. Bancorp guidance from 5 to is a small drop. First Solar 4.99 against the previous of 4.9. Expect a net sales against this is an up. Fresh Pet lower end is still on the end. You want to be outside of the end, near is still on the end. Park, we've done that. Bangkok, we've done that. Savers, expect that compare 1.67 is the same. Can you see we just remove a company just like that very quickly? I need to know how I remove the company so that you know how to remove a company as well. 4.1, 4.1 is the same. Just looking for obvious numbers, guys. What is this? Decline compare last year. Due to the sale, however, confirmed, while the revenue has been lower, the target operating has been confirmed. So this is okay. They sell something, hence the EPS decrease. Let's go to the next one. KBR 755, that's a very small drop. WPP company expect VS. So, okay, let's read this. Company expect the growth to be less pass-through cost of -5 compared to -3. Similarly, profit to be 13 vs previous guidance of down 50 to 1 on the year excluding. So what are they talking about? Company expect headline operating profit margin to be that. Sit down. Expect headlines to be around 13. Previous down 50 year on year. So we just need to know exactly what we're talking about. WPP. Cool. So we can go through more of this as well. So just read it really carefully. Yeah. Revises earnings. So -3 to -535. This is like almost double. Similarly, expect operating profit margin to be around 13%. Previous was what? Previous guidance down 50 to 175 on year. Okay, let's just copy and paste that and go to our investor. Go to company directly website directly. So you get to see what actually happened. Awesome. Let's see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on that and open that. And interim result, open that. So we can compare these 3 papers together. So we're just going to go to the guidance straight away. Outlook, this is it. Let's read it. What are they on about? Based on the trading, we got that the revenue used to, oh my God, we expect revenue -55 and -3. So it's more negative. So it's a shorting. We expect headline operating margin to be 13. So we just want to understand what they're talking about in this sentence. ChatGPT might be able to tell you that. So you can use AI for that. So outlook, now we know -3 headlines. Again, we expect operating margin to be down 55. This on operating cost. Okay, let's go to the one before. We are decline global revenue pass-through rate. Operating profit margin decline 280 to 230. Okay. And we are reducing our guidance. Expect a year operating margin of 50 to 14. So let's just copy that. Expect a year over year copy that and put into ChatGPT using AI to understand what I'm all about. So this um compare to see, let's copy this. Similarly, we expect a line. Is this good or bad? Copy and paste this. So they're talking about what is year-over-year profit 50 to 100 BPS. We expect year-over decline. Operating margin 1 basis point is 0.05. So 50 to 100 is 0.50. In plain English, they expect to fall between compare. Okay, what about this? Um, so this is the exact word they're talking about, where we form a market screener. They say the operating margin to be around 13, previous down 50 to 70. So let's look. Expect yield movement of the 15. This means expect operating margin to drop 0.5 compared to last year. For example, if the margin was 14, they expect this year to be 12 to 13.5. Ah, so we kind of need to know the numbers. This is 13. What's the profit margin like? It's 280. Still don't have the numbers. Similarly, this is an update. The margins are expected to be 13. Previous forecast was a decline excluding. I see. All right, let's compare one by one. So first for all, in July time, they are talking about what anticipate the H1 revenue to decline by 0.2 with a decline of 5.5, although this is below our expectation. We expect lower revenue pass-through couple result in the range, which is considered margin decline. Expectation is just a language problem. Cost 3 and all of that, okay? 3, all of that. So I feel like I'm going to copy and paste the whole thing. But anyway, so, and then we go on here, August time. So you can see revenue is like that. Revenue, reported operating profit margin. This is what, 3.3. Last year was 5.9. And then operating profit margin 8.2, 11.1. Anyway, that's just already happened. The outlook is here. So this is -3. Headline operating commentary expect profit margin to be down 50 year on year. So this is -3 to -5. So you kind of have to plot a little bit more just to see if it's never happened before. And then this is the latest one that we've got. Suddenly -5 versus -3. We expect headline profit margin to be around 13. Previous guidance of 50. Okay. So let's ask ChatGPT for all of this. Because they are using very different figures. They are comparing apple and trees. Very different. They're not comparing apple to apple at the moment. This guy is literally comparing apple and trees. Because one is 13%, and then they actually say down 50 to 175. They didn't tell us what happened last year. If they tell us 14% last year, it will be apple and apple. They literally didn't tell us, whether it's going to be down or up. Yeah. So I'm just going to copy that and, and just put it on there. This is WPP PLC operating profit margin. Is it up or down? Like that. Let's see what they're going to say. Is it easier? Means expect decline compared to last year. Versus previous guidance of down 50 on year excluding. So you're telling the profit margin is going to be 13. Well, last year is down 50. So what about now? Let's see around this. This replaces the range of with a concrete number. Exactly. They remove apple to apple to apple and trees. To know whether it's up or down, we compare to last year margin. 2014 was around 14 based on their 2000. So 14 to 13 is a down 100% move. So down 1% 1 year. We got it. So WPP urgent is lower than last year, a decline about 100%. We got it. So this is why they changed the language like that. So anyway, so I'm going to copy and paste that. So this is WPP PLC. So it's a short because the revenue was on the 30th of October. Revenue was what? Let's see. The revenue was like that. It was down negative 55. Last time was just negative 3. So almost double. And then the operating margin was like this. Was 13. Oops. Was 13. And in reality, it's actually down 100 BPS. Okay. While last year is only down 50 BPS. Or even how do you know it's down 100 BPS? Because ChatGPT, I will use AI. Can you see we use AI here? And some people say we don't use AI. We do use AI. So, what are we doing? So, yeah, 13 is expected to be lower than 14. So, last year is 14. So, a decline of 100% basis. We just want to make sure it's apple to apple. So, now it's apple now. 100 BPS is apple to 50. So, it's almost double in terms of the drop. Because of that, it's a short. A lot of our students would have already shortened this on 30th of October. Yeah, so well done. So next one now. Okay, we've done WPP now. So next one, FINE, all of that. So let's read this a little bit. Upper guidance has been lowered before reaching the new guidance based on lowering and Atlantic. Previously anticipated in the range. What about now? They didn't tell us what happened now. So if they didn't tell us, you have to go to the website and have a look. The upper range has been lower, but the lower end remain unchanged. Okay, this is it. Let's say that. Okay, one is lower, one is unchanged. That's fine. Echo revises profit 640. Before was almost 640, so there's no change. WPPCO with a profit warning. Reported now laying bare. British says sharp flagship, all of that. Wolf of speed. 150. Need to know what happened before. Mm-hmm. Wolf of speed. We can look more into this. I think it's interesting. Okay, let's get wolf of speed. Okay, so let's copy that and let's go to investor. If you want to know more, I mean, you almost have to go to all. If you want to use your real money to do it, you must read their latest earnings. So just click on that. It's very easy. Just open 2 or 3 and you compare, and that's it. You call it the day. Business outlook, that's it. We expect a sequential decline in revenue. We expect to generate between 150 to 190. Okay. Now, this is what happened now. What about the one before? I don't think so. They have it. Where is it? Quarterly, full, reflect, all of that. So they give a business outlook clearly on the first page before. Where is it gone? Let's Google business outlook. It's not there. What is? Hmm. Sometimes they give, sometimes they don't want to give. Okay. So if they don't give us there, where else would they give it to us? Let's see. Webcast, financial statement. Maybe here. Let's do that. Not really. Annual reports. Okay, they didn't really give us. How come? Um, Market screener is probably going to tell us. Okay, we can do the same year. So this is Q1. Let's go to Q1 last time. Yep, they only give outlook on all the Q1. So it's 160 and now it's 150. Let's put all the Q1 up. And this is 192. Okay, let's read it. For the second quarter, sequential decline. Let's open them more. Let's go to the next year. Let's open that. Okay. Then we're going to compare a little bit now. For the second quarter, 215, and then what? 192, and then 160, and then 150. You can probably think this is a stock of a downtrend. Wolf speed. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a new kind of a company like that. Monthly. Yeah, it's a downtrend like that. Since then, sometimes we don't even have to look at the stock price. By reading the statement, you can know the stock is a downtrend. How? This is what I did. I go to 2022. I look at the numbers, 215, the revenue. I see a pattern, I see a trend. And then I go on here, 192 is also a down. This is like what? October 23. The past 3 years is just a freaking downtrend. So you can see for the past whatever that 3 years, it's just been a downtrend. So right now, what should we do? Should we short or should we buy? It would be nice to know the reason for this spike. Market screener is probably going to tell you that. So let's go to market screener for them to tell us that. So wolf speed. Got the news. So we got annual statement, forecast, all of that thing. Wow. Not on this news. Okay. So would we short this person? Let's look. Report, motion sale approve, announce, proven, revenue guidance, discontinue, uh, earnings call. Let's read it. If you want to show it, read it a little bit. Let's see. How can you vote? These are not so important. Earnings call is important. Okay, let's read. Um, Great speaking. We begin a full year, accelerate our path to profitability. So they are not profitable yet. We are treating this a new starting point. We are hard look at all our aspect. Second priority remain our peers, commercialize, product. Third, operational. Achieve this priority. We are pairing with all of these leaders, recognize efficient aerospace, material, transition, strengthening. We want enter with a stronger set. Our focus will be profitability. So we have a productive, get the result, context, how we report. So there's a new basis of accounting. It's more than a reset, a fresh start. Focusing on self-funded, we ended with more cash. how we deploy, continue to invest. We can ensure, track, discuss, revenue. Turning to the quarter, we expect the decline, accelerate the purchase, uh, pursuing souls. During the period, Wolf Speed bankruptcy process was ongoing. As mentioned, we expect, which are so it looks like it's almost going bankrupt, guys. Do not expect record full details. Moving long term. I think they've gone through bankruptcy before. Let's read it. This quarter decline due by a lot of people buying things by placing last minute order pre before the closure at year end, pursuing a second sourcing product during the period Wolf Speed bankruptcy process ongoing. As I mentioned, we expect a fresh start, which is why we're not providing specific guidance. The company has not completed its fresh start accounting procedure, unable to sufficiently accurately confirm the emergence of Chapter 11 can have an impact. Having said that, we do expect record material adjustment related to our plan. We can provide full on all of that. Okay, cool. So you want to see a big decrease. So 215 to 192 to 160 to 150. So what is that? How much is it? 215, this is like 10, and then this like 30, there's like 10. Okay. It's not like massive decline of thingy. 29th of October, some people would have shorted this. 29 would just be here, 30th. Yeah, it's coming back down like that as well. Potentially, let's put it on there. Number three, Wolf Speed. You have to kind of like plot the 8 quarters just to see if this is huge and that never happened before. So I'm gonna copy all the numbers here. So I'm gonna copy. How do I copy this in the best possible way? Let's just normally I will copy the whole thing, but let's just do that like that. And then yeah, let's just include all of that. And then like that. And then like that. And then the least recent one, because they changed our accounting standards, there's nothing. Chapter 11 emerged from Chapter 11, there's bankruptcy. The company was able to maintain payments to its vendors, continue serving, operating as usual. At the end of the first, had 9294. Second, do not reflect previous announced recapitulation. That's the reason why 2709 is spike up. Wolf allocate reorganization, including property, unable to confirm the impact and all of that. So there's a spike. It used to come down really nicely, and then there's a spike because they say it's done with bankruptcy. So you spike out a layer bit. Yeah. So that's where we go. And then let's copy that into here. That's the latest one, all right? You just compare the number a little bit just right there. Awesome. Next one. Move speed. We've done that. What is this? Move speed. We've done that. Stem. 132125. It's an up actually. Independent. 4-2. We potentially could short this. Fever gains on sale from lower disposition volume. Maybe it's a situation. Equinix. 9-9. Very similar. Venda Pharmaceutical. 2121. It's very similar. Awesome. So we almost done that. Let me see, go down a little bit more. So we've done vendor, we've done, let's do legal, control, gates, visa, all that thing. Journal, verdicts. Wow, so many. Let's open that all. Mm, we've done, this is November. Well, cotton, Flosser, lab corp, that's last week. Yeah, we done all of that last week. We found, um, where do we found Alexander real estate last week as well. Real estate. Yeah, we found this 27th October. Updates earning guidance. We click on that and we short this because of these numbers. Okay. Today's went down another 3%. Students are screaming. So let's find these now. Regal lowers his narrow and lowers his earning guidance. Didn't say what the number is. Expect 1.7, 1.8, very similar. One, wow. Trim midpoint to one from 0.5. This is a little bit of AI to understand what it just said. Lower 0, 10 to 8. We could probably short this thing. Pre was 10, now it's only 3. Wow, let's short this thing, guys. VServe. Number 4, VServe. Let's see what's going on with this. A lot of students already shorted this on when? 29th of October. What's going on with this? Do. Wow. You can see like that. Every day is coming down like that really nicely. You can't see it properly here, but if you zoom in, you can see it properly. Let's look at the monthly chart. This guy is almost coming back to his place 10 years ago. So where's the target? How do you know where is the target? You plot all the way from here to compare the numbers. The numbers now is 8.5 and 3.5. So you plot it all to see where it is at that moment in time. Yeah. The reason why it's a short because it went from 10 growth to 3.5. It's went from 10 to 8.5. That's the reason. Okay. Plot it more so you can see the target. What is this? Lower to be approximately flat. Last time was increased too. So this is also a short. So let's copy this. General holding. And you will know why. Lots of students already done it on the 29th of October, like a few days ago. You will see because it used to be an increase of 2, now it's lowering the sales to be flat. Flat means 0, okay? So 2 to 0, that's a number there. Generac. Let's look. Plot the graph to see what happened. Generac holding. Oh, what happened? Let's see. Yeah, if you shorted it when news comes out using our strategy, you do the homework. You don't just chill. Do nothing. 29, you go to market screener, you go through one by one. 29 will just be when? 30th. Let's say you miss that 30th. It'll be coming down nicely, coming down nicely, coming down, making big money when it comes down. Using exact strategy we talk about. Our apprentices are screaming secretly. Let's go to the next one. The profits. Very let's have a look. Earnings for the total 3 against previous 3. That's the same. On cost 9, 10, 10. That's quite the same. Kraft Heinz, previous was down 1.5, now down 3. So it's like almost double. You can probably short this Kraft Heinz. Let's have a look. Potentially. Yeah, coming down like that. Potentially. Next one, we're gonna do Kadant. This is what? From his previous one, compare to that. So it's just gonna be from 1 to 1. So that's very similar. Let's look at flow serve. Is from 2 compared to 3. Also very similar. Total sales 4 compared to previous 5. This is very similar. Awesome. So that's about it. Put it on your, your practice as well. You should have done it all in your practice account and so whatever. If you're beginners, you've never done it before, just so you can see. Let me look at some of the people are asking me some questions. If the company went bankrupt, is it safe to invest in it? I wish those video calls were 6 hours or it would be more interesting. Which video call? Do you know when it's too late to show? Do you tend to use profit warning, not the guidance tabs? You can use the guidance tab. There's a lot of that comes also difficult to spot the big mover. Well done, and well done. I love what you just said. I recommend you to do both. Okay, I recommend you to do both. Yeah. Yes. You remember, earning guidance is only at a certain time only. Okay? It's not all of the time. It's only at a certain time things happen. It's not every day. So there's a season. There's seasons for the earning guidance. Yeah, there's a seasons of the earning guidance. And this is it. So it's about the seasons of the earning guidance. So some week we have nothing. Some week we have thousands of things going on. So and that at the time when we have thousands of things is where we should sit down and take our time. Yeah, really, really good. Because it's really good. So you know actually what happened to the stock market. Yeah. Next one, like WPP, students sorted it since 30th. WPP since 30th. And people will be like, oh, when do I know when it's a target profit? Since 30th will be like coming back like that really nicely. You know the target profit by plotting the graphs to see the numbers. If the revenue is 1 now, you look at net last time, how much was the revenue before? Okay. Cool. Let me look. That's it for now. Take a screenshot of that. And then take it from there. Let's get homework mail. Okay, let's get mail homework. Anyone has got homework you want me to look at, say it now. Otherwise, you might have to keep your peace forever. Let cop. This is good. We almost done this. 5.5 to 6. It's a okay short, actually. I would say congratulations on this. Let's look. Let cop. Let cop. This looks so familiar. I think we did this last week, guys. Um, Adapt Health. Okay, let's have a look. What is this? This is 3.18. It's a little bit drop. I love that. It's a little bit drop. 642, a little bit drop. Potentially, you wouldn't lose too much money if you short this. Lens Star 29 down. You want the guidance. This is not a guidance. You have to go to the company website and find it directly. Awesome. Really good. Really good. Really, really good. Just need a little bit more. Just find a little bit more. Find the big ones to make big money. Land Cup. So what is this? October 1.2 to 1.2. Yeah, it's very, very small. Find some big ones. Awesome, everyone. I hope you learned something new today. Put on into your you know, things like that. Remember, when is the time to buy for apprentices? Book for your one-to-one when our valuation goes to reach 10. When pull and call ratio is at the rate is at the resistance line. When what's that called? When volatility index is also at the resistance line. Just go to your email and book for your one-to-one, and we take it from there. You can do some live trading workshops, do some hand holding, really powerful stuff. Okay. Continue to update your babies, the 10 companies that you should be buying at that moment in time to make money like never seen before. Yeah. Cool. Next week, we're probably going to tell you what's going to happen. All right. Awesome, everyone. For those who want to know how to apply and stuff like that, book a call and we take it from there or send me a text. Take care now. Hope you learned something new. Bye bye. Bye. So we got Mel here, we got Ari, we got Amma. Hi, hi, Amma. Hope you're doing really well. We got Anne, we have Ami, we have Barry, we have Bobby, we got Bobby, we have Carrie, we have David. We got David now, we have Emily, we have HP Parrot, we have Jack. Long time, we have Janos, nice to see you. We have Sean, we have Josh, Laura, Leo, Jilly, Mariam, Mel, Nisa, the rest, Suki, Yogi, everyone. Well done. Awesome. Speak to you very soon. Neil say thank you, Marian say thank you. You're welcome, Bobby say thank you. US was wager on the share. Okay, Bobby talking about Michael Burry was wager on the share. The thing about Michael Burry is that he literally short the markets all the time. Go back to read his time where he called out the market short. He do it all the time. Okay, Michael Burry short trades all the time. So while you're munching, it's just a biscuits. Tap is quite awesome. Well done, Stan, Marian, Theo, Rohima, Janos, Rich, Arwin, Carlos, Liu. We are welcome. Book very soon coming season. Awesome. Speak to you soon. Take care now. Bye bye.